Hey guys. So, this is the first time that I've shown my face for the tarot videos. My name is Taylor Wilmot, and I have been reading cards for about 7 years heavily, but I was exposed to tarot cards when I was very young, when I was a child. So I decided to start doing some readings for the different signs on YouTube. As you noticed, I did quite a few videos from Aries to Libra back in May, and I stopped at Libra, and I'm very sorry about that. I know that there's more signs that deserved a reading at the time, but I had been going through some issues in my life and some extreme changes and some technical difficulties, so I hope you can bear with me as we continue the readings. So right now, it is mid-August. It's still August 14th, and tomorrow is August 15th, and that is actually my birthday, so I figured, why not start over for you all who are watching the channel. And I'm just going to do a quick reading with 3 cards, past, present, and future, for all 12 signs in this one video. So I hope you all enjoy it. And since I started with Aries last time, I'm going to start with Pisces, and I'm going to work my way backwards. So, here we go. Now, I hope you guys can bear with me because I'm not extremely comfortable on camera yet. So this is kind of my way of trying to get more comfortable on camera, and I hope that in the future we can have more in-depth experiences and readings here on YouTube. I hope to do more live streams in the future, but right now, since my YouTube channel is still quite new, I'm still working on setting that up. So this is kind of an introduction to kind of make up for my dropping of the ball, so to speak, back in June. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. Before I start, I'm just going to show you guys my little platform here. I have my kalimba. This is a very special thing to me. It was given to me by a friend a few birthdays ago, and I use it to just kind of clear the energy. I have my crystals. And I have my cards, which I'm going to clear right now. Calling in my spirit guides and my spirit team. I'm going to spray this really nice spray that I created. I'll do a little video on alchemy soon. And it's really not what this label says, but basically it's just a bit of water and some jasmine, essential oils, and some bergamot. I like the jasmine because it has a very earthy and floral note to it, and the bergamot has a very uplifting and citrus note, and I like them together. And I also put a bit of, I think, lavender, chamomile, and yang yang in it as well. And I just kind of spray it around to clear the energy and clear my nose a bit because it smells really nice. So, as far as timing goes, we just finished the solar eclipse in Leo, which was really something. If anybody else has any experiences or feelings in relation to that, not only just the solar eclipse in Leo, but maybe the solar eclipse in Cancer back in July, and the full moon eclipse in Aquarius at the end of July. I know it impacted me quite a bit, and I'm still reeling from it. And you know, with eclipses, especially new moon, full moon eclipses, they have a potent effect for about 6 to 12 months after. So right now, with the solar eclipses, we probably had new beginnings in relation to wherever Cancer and Leo are in our chart, whatever house they are in. That will give you more insight into how those eclipses are impacting you. And then the full moon lunar eclipse that happened in Aquarius was perhaps an ending that needed to happen for quite some time. And there were some eclipses in Leo and Aquarius back in January, February. So whatever was happening then, you probably had in a moment of reflection that was tied into what was happening during that time. So it was really, really quite interesting. I know for me, it was in a very personal place for me in my chart, my 12th and 6th house. So, you know, spirituality and life, and you know, my mundane life and day-to-day situations with work, all of those things are getting shifted, and it's pretty cool. Although trying and quite draining at the same time, but it's not really draining. It's more like, it's a bit confusing. Like, things haven't really settled in yet because we have the Mercury in retrograde in Leo. That's still happening, and also we have another retrograde, Uranus and Mars. And what else is retrograde right now? I think Pluto is retrograde as well in Capricorn. So there's just a lot of like stalling energy for us to really take the time to reflect. There's not a lot of interference, perhaps. Perhaps there's a lot of things that aren't really working out that would perhaps distract us from these things that we need to reflect on, which can be good and bad, especially like if you're like me, perhaps, and you feel comfortable with a routine, and perhaps your routine is getting a bit, stopped and stalled, and you're like, well, what do I do now? Well, what do you do now? That's a really great question. What you can do is appreciate the time that you have been given to reflect on whatever aspects are coming up for you right now. I'm not going to get too much into astrology in this video because I don't want to make this video too long. But here we go. Pisces. Pisces people. What's going on with you? In the past. Pisces people, what's been going on with you in the past? Pisces people. Pisces people, what's going on? Show me Pisces, but yeah. Okay, let's do this. Our fish people. My mom is a Pisces. And my grandmother on my dad's side is a Pisces as well. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm sorry, I'll try to speak up, but here, let's bring this a little closer. There we go. Pisces people. What's going on for you in the past? Pisces people in the past, present, future. Pisces people. Oh, okay. So in the past, we have Temperance. So, interesting. If you're a Pisces rising, the solar eclipse just happened in your 6th house, probably. And the full moon eclipse happened in your 12th house if you were a Pisces rising. Wow. So you're like the opposite of me because I'm a Virgo rising, which is very interesting. Because Temperance has been coming up for me a lot too, and for many Virgos that I have read for. So there's a sense of ending old paradigms of beliefs that no longer make any sense to you, no longer resonate with you, no longer, people keep saying this whole buzzword, no longer serve you. I don't really like it because life doesn't always operate in a sense of serving our ego, right? Part of life is facing the ego, and not just the shiny parts, but also the shadow parts of our ego. So what you have been doing in the past is perhaps doing some ego death, going through some ego death. Perhaps things didn't work out in the past that your ego was very attached to, and so now and then you had to reflect on what did you want to attach to yourself to in the material world and for the future. What is going to be the most beneficial to you and your soul, right? And certain things that perhaps you thought were going to be beneficial to you didn't turn out to be beneficial to your soul. And you realized in the past that you were actually focusing a bit more on your ego than you thought. Perhaps there were some rude awakenings about how your ego was tied in to how you were operating in life. So now, you've probably found a sense of understanding of what needed to end and what you want to create. You probably already did a lot of healing in April and May in regards to this situation, and then perhaps there was a finalization at the end of July. And it seems like you probably found a sense of peace in whatever felt right in the past to focus your attention on. Now in the present, we have the sun. And yeah, what I'm seeing here is that your decisions were made already. You put it all together before, a few months ago, and now you're kind of reaping the benefits and the rewards. You perhaps might be on vacation now, or ending your vacation, or starting your vacation. It seems like you're enjoying family time with your children, time with your lover, having a lot of passion in your life, which is excellent. Perhaps going on quite a lot of adventures. And that's really great. I'm happy about that for you, Pisces. Yeah, perhaps spending a lot of time in nature, perhaps going camping. If you're not doing that, you might want to consider getting outside and walking around, looking around, seeing what's around you. In the future. Oh my gosh, really? Huh. That's really interesting. Okay, in the future you have Queen of Wands in reverse. That's a bit shocking to me. And then right underneath it you have the Emperor coming up in reverse. Okay, let's just see something. Why is Queen of Wands in reverse? Wow. This is quite shocking, Pisces rising people, or Pisces suns, but I'm getting a vibe about Pisces rising at the moment. You just had a new beginning in the 6th house, which is the house of material concerns, work, and your routine, your daily routine. And I feel like if you just started a new job, you're dealing with some people in your environment, in the company that you work for, who may not be treating you very fairly. Or it could be that you haven't changed jobs yet, but you want to, and you're dealing with people who are not treating you fairly, who have a bit of an ego problem where they want to they want to somehow like have dominance or power over you for some reason, and it's totally like petty, and it's like it's stopping you from getting to where you want to go. Maybe you want to find a new work, and end the work that you've been doing, and there's a lot of delays happening because the company or someone in the company who you work for is really interfering with your quest. It could even be a friend or a family member who has a lot of influence over you, who's kind of trying to convince you about things in a negative way, almost trying to make you doubt your truth and your perceptions of what you actually need. And you know what it is you need and what you want. Like, there's no reason for anyone to even be involved in that. So I'm not really sure why this person has such a strong emphasis here. You guys should let me know, like, what's with this employer, what's with this family member, why are they so bent on interfering with your life? And so it seems like the only way that you're going to be able to get through this is you're going to have to really tap into your ability to be logical and rational in your arguments against them. And I know you can do this. Pisces people, while they are very emotional people and psychic people, they are very smart and quick. So, it could even be something that's been going on since the past, but it's really weird. Like, okay, so the Justice card in reverse just stuck to my arm. Yeah, it seems like in the future, you're doing research on something to do something new, and there's people interfering, or it's like you look into a place that seems better for you, but then certain shadow sides of people that you think are good turn out to not be so good. So if you're looking into a new employment, you might want to take your time a bit and really feel out in a logical and rational way, looking at the behaviors of the people that you're looking into. Look at their behaviors, because the behaviors are going to tell you a lot more than what they're worth. They're going to be very flowery and very seductive with how they talk to you. They're going to find your weakness and they're going to get in there. So you need to do your best to have a bit of a poker face, with this office employment situation, this family situation. I feel like it's more of a money situation. I feel like it's work. So, I think part of it is that we have this new moon solar eclipse and it's really exciting and we feel really optimistic. However, there's a lot of shade at the same time with the retrogrades. So it's like we have to move slowly in pursuing these new goals. So I hope that makes sense for you, Pisces rising people. Please share in the comment section about what this means for you if you've already come across this weird, shady, and murky business. Okay? So moving on. Jeez. Yikes, guys. Let's try, okay, now we're on to the sign of Aquarius. Past, present, and future. Aquarius. So, ooh. If you are an Aquarius rising, that lunar eclipse at the end of July happened in your first house. So that's extreme. That's all about this. That's the house of identity. So you're probably changing some big things about your overall identity. And then the solar eclipse, if you're an Aquarius rising, happening in your seventh house, is it? Pisces, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Yes, so this is your house of relationships. You had probably a new sense of a beginning. Okay, I don't feel like this wants to do this anymore, so let's just stop that. Ooh, okay, so you're past. Okay. Is this the past? Seven of Pentacles in your past. Wow. Okay. Guys, Aquarians, it seems like in your past, you might be having financial issues, but it seems like you're okay, but you're still not where you want to be yet. So you've been working on making your nest egg bigger in the past, trying to get yourself in a more stable place. Also, it seems like perhaps a lot of soul searching into like what it is that you actually want in life, really questioning that, and also questioning things in the past that weren't working out, perhaps with people in your life, habits that you were doing a lot that weren't really working on a practical way, in a practical way, and seems like there's a lot of like discomfort in the past, like, oh god, like unsure what it is that you're doing, kind of unsure if you're on the right track, but you were making progress on the material plane. Okay. Present. Seems like you were probably working a lot and maybe not getting anywhere in particular that you feel like you should be. But let's see what's going on in your present moment now. Did all that work pay off for you? Aquarius, Aquarius. Okay. All right, Aquarius. you have the Sun and Temperance in reverse, which is very similar to cards Pisces just got. In your present moment. Okay, so for the first thing that I'm feeling, guys, is that you might be partying and drinking a bit too much right now, enjoying your life, just trying to have fun. If there's a relationship involved, you might want to be careful about spending too much time with someone and not focusing on yourself. Getting a bit codependent is never good. You might be having so much fun that you end up getting sick. Maybe you are sick now because you've been having too much fun. Overall, I mean, it's not so bad. It's just that, you know, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your body when you're enjoying life and, you know, drinking and, you know, having a good time. So just take that into account, Aquarius. Okay, future for Aquarius. Aquarius people, what is your future? What is your future, Aquarius? Okay. All right. Interesting. Two of Pentacles and Nine of Swords in reverse. So if you are sick, you're going to be getting over it, which is good. But it seems like through all of the partying and fun, you might find yourself on a bit of an unstable platform in the future, so be careful with your cash flow. Don't spend too much money. And it seems like you'll be fine. You just want to make sure that you're being just a teeny bit conservative about what's going out and what's coming in. So be really aware of your budget. Have fun, but don't go too overboard. And I feel like you already know this. Perhaps you're not really listening to your inner guidance about these things. So pay attention. If you feel iffy about your money and you're like out drinking with your friends or eating, yeah, pay attention to that because it's telling you something really important. And I know that Aquarians can get kind of what is it? I'm an Aquarius moon, so they can kind of beat themselves up a bit, like if they make mistakes when it comes to practical matters. You don't have to do that, you know, just be aware and pay attention. Pay attention to your gut. You know, if you're out at dinner and your gut is telling you, oh, I don't know about this money, if you can go on your phone or something and check your bank account really quick, do that. Just do it, okay? Don't even question it, just do it. And then, you know, if you can't do that, just go ahead and, what's the word? Order something cheaper than you normally would, just to be just a little bit careful. And don't, no need to dwell on your lack if you find yourself in a financial issue. But I don't see you stressing out too much about it, to be honest. If this isn't about money, be careful with your health. And if this is about a relationship, Don't go too quickly if it's a new relationship. Take it slow. Pay attention to how you're feeling about it, okay? If you're gonna have sex with someone new, be careful. Don't think that you're gonna have a relationship with this person immediately, because you might not. They might not be open to it. They might tell you that they want a relationship, and then you have sex with them, and then it turns out that it wasn't actually as strong of a foundation as you thought it was. So be aware of that. Just enjoy the company, but don't get too wrapped up in what could be if you're not sure of what is. Okay? All right. Thank you, Aquarius. Now we are on to the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, what happened in your past? So if you're a Capricorn, this new moon, if you're Capricorn rising, this new moon happened in your 8th house, was it? Let's see, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Yep. So we have an 8th house in the beginning, and we have an ending in your 2nd house. What was happening in your past, Capricorn? Okay. Why? Why did that happen? Okay. Interesting. Well, that's good, I guess. So you have both the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Cups in reverse. So, Capricorn, especially Capricorn rising, I'm feeling very drawn to talking to you right now. If you were feeling depressed and unsure of yourself in the past, it seems like there was some kind of process that happened internally where you came out of that somehow, and you started to feel more confident, and you started to see certain gifts from the universe around you. Perhaps there was a sudden gift given to you from the universe that really surprised you and helped relieve you of some of that stress that you were feeling about something. Perhaps some stress about it's like your overall stability, emotional stability, work stability, home stability, relationship stability. Seems like something was suddenly given to you recently that brought you out of that feeling of discontent. In the present moment, Ooh, geez. Guys. Why is King of Pentacles in reverse here? Capricorn. Okay. In your present moment, Capricorn, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm feeling like this has to do with you feeling like you're a slave to money in a way. Geez. Not feeling like you're in the position that you want to be in financially, but you're working on it. It's like you're constantly working on it, but you're still not feeling empowered in your finances. So you're going to start really working on that and trying to figure out how to get your financial self in a better place, which is what you're working on now. I think lately you've probably just been working a lot, making the money, baby, bringing it in, right? It's good. That's what Capricorns are really good at. Getting their finances in order, bringing in the money, doing the work. So in the future, for Capricorn, and Capricorn, you also should be aware that if you constantly focus on feeling like you don't have enough, it'll never be enough. So work on your mindset first and foremost. The future of Capricorn. What is the future? Okay, interesting. So we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So if you've been dreaming or fantasizing about something, it's finally coming together. Perhaps your financial situation is starting to make a little bit more sense to you. You're hopeful that it would be more stable, and it's going to become more stable. As soon as so it's like in this state now, you have to make some really serious decisions about how you want to move forward. And in the future, these decisions will eventually be made. What other advice behind? Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse? You got the badass here. I'm trying to understand why she's here. Shoot. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I think you're gonna have to cut some things off in order to dedicate yourself to more stable and secure matters. It's like there's it's like I don't like the word toxic because it's been overused lately, but it's kind of what it is. It's like there's this relationship with this woman who is kind of unfeeling, I don't feel like it's you. I feel like there's a woman around you who is sort of draining your resources, and you're just sick of it, and you need to put down the hammer and just say, like, I'm done. And that's going to help lead you to a better financial circumstance. And I feel like it's also going to make you happier. Maybe you've been thinking about this for a while now. Maybe it's not just a person, but there's a job that you've been doing that is not making you happy. They're requiring a lot of work from you. And it's not paying you back in any like really good substantial way. It's like you're working and you're working, but you don't have anything to show for it. Right? So it's like you either got to get rid of her or she's going to get rid of you, because it's like the universe is saying enough is enough. It's time to make a decision. But it's like as soon as this person walks out of your life or you push them out of your life, a better opportunity comes along, and it makes you happier and it makes you feel more excited, and it's like very new. It has a really fresh feeling to it. So look out for that, guys. And don't put up with abuse. You don't need to be abused. Okay? We all know that you're hard workers and you're secure and stable people. You don't need to put up with this crap. But I feel like there's an ending. And a new beginning almost intertwined coming up for you in the future, because we have the Ten of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, so, and then we have the Six of Wands right after it. So if there's like a legal matter that you're dealing with, or something at work with an abusive woman who perhaps is an air sign, it's gotta end, and it will. Whether you like it or not, or whether she likes it or not. So it's either you who's going to make the choice or she's going to make the choice. But either way, it can't work anymore, guys. But all is well, because, you know, something better is coming anyway, or you're going to find something better. So this is going to be a very stable thing once you get it started. And I think you're going to be able to put a lot of your creativity into it. It'll be good. Another thing that I'm picking up here for the present moment is that if you guys have been putting off sex and intimacy because you're too focused on work, you might want to give that a rest a little bit. You need downtime. You need to be able to have the passion in your life and to express yourself. So please, if you can, make some space for that, okay? Okay. So this video is getting a bit long. I'm going to continue with Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Libra in the next video. So stay tuned.